So by morning, we get up and we're talking about this. We're like, "Oh my god, that was crazy!" And I looked at my cot to make sure it wasn't broken, and it wasn't. We got up. We ended up making our breakfast, and I said, "I want to go back down there." He goes, "Okay." So we got dressed, and I grabbed my camera. I grabbed. Oh, please don't fall. I grabbed this camera, and I had a shotgun mic, but I didn't use it, and I wish I would have. So we went hiking down, and we walked around, and all the food that we had put down, gone. Mike's bowl was no longer sitting on top. It was, we looked around for it, and where we found it was down inside that bowl that was like hand woven around those roots. And we're looking at that, and he goes, "Why would they do that?" And then we started thinking about maybe that's where they put Junior. Maybe that's his a natural form or a natural way of a crib. He had somewhere to sit inside there, and they'll eat this. They'll eat some of the strawberries. They'll give him some other strawberries, but maybe they give him the cookies, and the kid just devoured the cookies because it's all that sugar. So then we hiked around, and there was a trail that Mike found that split off the normal trail. There's a trail that goes up a mountain, and there's a trail that goes to the right. And Mike said, "This is a Bigfoot trail." And I said, "Okay, let's go on it." So we started hiking down it, and that hillside is about 35 yards, I think, from about where we were at. And I was kind of looking back in there, and Trenton was talking about these trees making this popping sound. And so I took my camera and I began filming like this. And instead of filming like this, I was doing video work this way. Well, this doesn't help me at all, because even though I'm looking up and I'm filming like this, everything is now in reverse. So instead of it being level like this or landscape, it was horizontal. And so I was filming, and then I brought it down, and the camera didn't adjust. And so even though I'm filming like this, everything's like this. It's like the trees are all going this direction versus going vertical. I'm like, oh, I was mad. I was so mad with that. But Mike's like looking at some rocks, and he turns around and he comes walking up. And as he's passing us, he states, "Oh, look at all these rocks." And I'm going to share this video. And as he walks past, we hear this vocal, and the vocal is, "Ooh." And that's what I heard. Trenton heard whoosh or something like that. Mike heard something else. But what I didn't realize when I was listening to the video, listening to the audio on this, the vocal was still going on while we were talking. And it caught it. Now, because I didn't have a shotgun microphone on this camera, we didn't get a good loud sound. It's faint. If you listen to this, put on your headset, crank up your speakers, or I'd say just put headsets on and pin the headsets or the speakers to your ears and really listen, because you're going to hear this vocal, and it's weird because it has all these crazy octaves. Right when we start talking is because we don't hear that vocal. That means that vocal is going above decibels that we can't hear, and it's still carrying. The camera heard it. I didn't hear it after, and once I started talking, I didn't hear it again. So I'm going to play that video. We ended up walking all the way down to where we could. There's a place where we didn't see a whole lot. There's a lot of interesting things. It looked like there was a graveyard at some point down there, the way these rocks were laid out. And I think I know I photographed this. It looks really strange. And then we got to a point, and this is where I started to notice ground art. And I started taking pictures of ground art. Now in Sur, they don't believe in ground art. I do. There is some facts behind ground art, and there's very unique geometry patterns. Once you understand what these patterns are, finding a Sasquatch is a lot easier. It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard. But if you listen to what the BFR will tell you, it might be kind of hard. If you if you base everything off of a large tree structure, finding a Sasquatch is going to be pretty hard, because you may not find those structures. But the ground art is always around. And to me, ground art is like signage for the Sasquatch. that stuff is designed for them to be looking down at it as they're walking around, and it gives them directions on where to go. So I think the next video I will talk about that and just show what all the different forms of ground art there is and what the meanings are on some of the stuff that I've discovered. Okay, my name is Patrick, and I hope you're enjoying the journey. Bye.
You hear that? Oh my gosh. Did you guys just hear that? Yeah. What was that?
I'm recording it. Yeah.
Holy crap. I've never heard that before. Oh! That was a weird noise. Did you guys just hear that? Yeah. What was that?
I'm recording it. Yeah.
You hear that? Did you guys just hear that? Yeah. What was that?
I'm recording it. Yeah.
Holy crap.